alleged death of Princess Grace that daughter Stephanie was actually driving. Now an intensive investigation says it's found the final truth.
Princess Grace Kelly, died today at age 52. The cause, injuries resulting from her car accident yesterday. She left a highly acclaimed acting career in 1956 to marry Prince Rainier of Monaco.
Grace Kelly. Her name evokes Hollywood glamour, royal elegance, and haunting tragedy. She was a 1950s icon, the cool blonde with talent, beauty, and brains. Over a short 6 years, she starred in 11 major motion pictures. She won an Academy Award at just 25 years old. Then, in a real-life fairy tale, she became a princess. But her reign was cut short by a shocking twist of fate on a winding mountain road. Grace Kelly represents a magical but fleeting moment in time, that post-war era when Hollywood sparkled, princes and princesses reigned, dreams could come true, but darkness lurked right around the corner. In this documentary, we unravel the layers of myth and memory to reveal the woman behind the image. We re-examine her life and career through fresh eyes and explore enduring questions about the meaning of fame, royalty, artistry, and destiny. Join us as we rediscover the story of Grace Kelly, daughter, sister, actress, wife, mother, philanthropist, and ultimately, for a shining 6 years, Her Serene Highness, Princess Grace of Monaco. Grace Kelly grew up in a prominent Philadelphia family. John B. Kelly Sr. was her father. He was an Olympic gold medalist rower and a self-made millionaire. In fact, John built his fortune from brickwork. He had 10 siblings and an affinity for sports that spread across generations. The brother of Grace, John Kelly Jr., was also an Olympic oarsman. Margaret Mayer was the mother of Grace. She was a physical instructor and competitive swimmer. The parents of Margaret immigrated to the U.S. from Germany. This helped her to instill poise, discipline, and a love of the arts in Grace. Grace was surrounded by high-achieving relatives from the childhood. This made her strive for excellence in whatever she did. She was born with the talent and passion for athletics. However, she could discover her passion in theater and dance as well. Grace studied at the prestigious Stevens School and the Old Academy Players. This is where she could perform in many productions. At the age of 18, Grace left for the prestigious American Academy of Dramatic Arts in New York. This was one of the milestones in her life. It opened her up to few of the greatest opportunities she could experience. During the time Grace spent in New York City, she could support herself as a model. This is where she took part in auditions for numerous plays. She knew that success wouldn't come on her way overnight. As a result, she continued to take part in auditions with perseverance. Hard work eventually paid off within few months. That's where Grace made her Broadway debut in The Father. The uncle of Grace, playwright George Kelly, was keeping an eye on her performances throughout. In fact, he was impressed by the dedication of Grace. That's where he introduced Grace to some of the producers he knew. This helped Grace to expand her opportunities across mediums. It provided Grace with the opportunity to appear in television, commercials, and eventually the silver screen. Grace started her career as a Hollywood actress in the year 1951. It was not a leading role. In fact, she started off with a minor role in the Gary Cooper film named High Noon. However, it was her next opportunity where Grace could work with some of the well-known individuals from Hollywood. While starring as an actress in Mogambo, Grace could star alongside Clark Gable and Ava Gardner. It helped Grace to truly launch her meteoric rise to stardom. The very next year, she was recruited by Alfred Hitchcock for Dial M for Murder. By 1954, Grace had won a Golden Globe and been nominated for an Oscar. It didn't take long for Grace to become a bona fide star. She could grab the attention of Hollywood as well as the world. The iconic performance in Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window opposite Jimmy Stewart helped her a lot with it. Grace then starred in 2 more successive Hitchcock films, To Catch a Thief alongside Cary Grant on That French Riviera. By the year 1955, Grace met her future husband, Prince Rainier of Monaco. Despite her fame, Grace yearned for simpler things: marriage, children, more privacy. Sparks flew instantly between her and Prince Rainier, but could she really leave Hollywood to become a princess? After much soul-searching, Grace chose love and made her fairy tale come true. Her wedding to Rainier was called the Wedding of the Century. At first, Grace deeply missed acting. Adjusting to royal protocol also proved challenging. Over time, she created new roles for herself. This is where she played the role of a princess, wife, mother, champion of the arts, and even as an advocate for children's rights. Though at times she still longed for creative expression, her family brought the most joy. She treasured time with Rainier and their 3 children, Caroline, Albert, and Stephanie. All of them were living a happy life at their Rock Eagle farm retreat. Finding the right balance between public and private life continued to be a delicate dance for Grace. By the late 1970s, Grace yearned to return to acting. She hadn't appeared in a film since marrying Rainier for more than 20 years. Getting back into acting was not a difficult thing for Grace. She began receiving scripts again, hoping to find the right comeback role. However, before the opportunity could manifest, Grace's life was cut tragically short. On September 13, 1982, Grace embarked on one of her regular drives along the steep mountain roads back to Monaco. She was traveling with her daughter Stephanie, who was age 17 at the time. As they approached the bends overlooking a cliff, Grace, at the wheel, suffered what seemed like a mini-stroke. In that split second, the vehicle swerved violently, smashing through the retaining wall. It didn't take long before the vehicle plumped over 30 meters down into a flower bed. Rushed to the hospital unconscious, Grace lay in a coma overnight. Rainier was shocked by this incident. He refused to leave her side. It didn't take long before doctors delivered the heartbreaking news. According to doctors, the injuries of Grace were too traumatic to survive. The fairy tale princess was gone in an instant, at just 52 years young. Along with her death, an era died too. Rainier regained singularly at the palace where he and Grace once enchanted the world with their royal romance. He was finally laid to rest beside her in 2005. Tragedy bonded Prince Albert tighter to his 2 sisters. They, like the public, mourn the loss of Grace to this day. The children of Grace miss her every day. They did not have enough time with their beloved mother. Grace's light faded too soon, but people still admire Grace Kelly. Her glow and warmth continue to captivate people. Though Grace is gone, her radiance lives on. Fans still adore Grace decades later. Her kind spirit mesmerizes people across generations. Grace's flame was extinguished too early, yet it shines eternally in our hearts. The mythos surrounding this legend only grows with the passing decades. Grace brought magic to every role she played, both on screen and off. She represented the pinnacle of elegance, beauty, and humanity. And it was her ability to combine the best of both dream worlds, Hollywood and Monaco royalty, that continues capturing our imaginations and reminding us that fairy tales can come true, even if fleetingly. Grace Kelly remains frozen in memory, the epitome of style, talent, and charisma, a mystical princess we yearn to believe in forevermore. There are many great things about the life of Grace. She is a true inspiration for most women out there. For example, she was living the life of a fashion icon. Grace Kelly had beautiful clothes and she knew how to dress very well. She always looked elegant. Her style was admired by many women. When Grace Kelly was a Hollywood actress, she wore beautiful gowns on the red carpet. One famous dress was made of green Swarovski crystals. She wore it when she won an Academy Award in 1955. The crystal dress sparkled under the lights, and it made Grace look magical. Another iconic look was Grace's wedding dress that was made of lace. It had a full skirt and long sleeves. On her head, Grace wore a floral crown and looked like a fairy tale princess. As Princess of Monaco, Grace continued to dress elegantly. She worked with the designer, Marc Bohan. Marc designed gowns for her when she attended formal events. Grace wore lovely ball gowns with matching coats and hats. She often wore pearls with her outfits, and pearls were her favorite accessory. Grace liked clean, simple lines in her clothes. She wore neutral colors like beige, white, and pale blue. Her dresses were feminine and pretty. Moreover, Grace loved to have floral decorations on her gowns. Sometimes she wore playful prints too, but she was never showy or flashy. The Grace Kelly style was fresh and classy, but it was also timeless. Her look from the 1950s is still popular today. Modern celebrities try to copy her style on the red carpet. Brides like to model their wedding dresses after Grace too. Her elegant, old Hollywood beauty remains iconic. Grace showed women they don't have to reveal too much skin to be sexy. Her clothes were refined but flattering. She was graceful and modest at the same time, and that was her special charm. Grace Kelly proved clothes don't have to cost a fortune either. Many of her dresses were made from inexpensive fabrics, but they looked perfect because they fit her so well. Grace understood that good style is more about confidence than money. Even decades after her death, Grace Kelly inspires fashion. Designers continue to reference her in their collections. There will never be another star with such natural sophistication. Grace made style look effortless. Today, she would still be the picture of poise and glamour. Even though the life of Kelly in the spotlight was cut short, her legacy continues. She is impacting arts, film, and fashion today. Grace is still the only American actress to become royalty, a path followed since by contemporary British actress Meghan Markle when she married into the British royal family. In film, Grace Kelly Award trophies are given out at both the prestigious Cannes Film Festival and at the yearly Princess Grace Awards Gala. They also recognizes rising theater talent. Costume exhibits touring her most iconic dresses continually draw mass crowds eager to bask in the aura of her style. Perhaps most importantly, Grace left behind 3 children who now carry her memory forward. Son Prince Albert II currently rules Monaco. Her daughters Caroline and Stephanie support numerous charitable foundations established in the honor of Princess Grace. They are working to realize their mother's mission to advocate for children for years to come. Whether flashing across Hollywood film screens or poised by Prince Rainier's side ruling Monaco, Grace Kelly lived life fully in the public eye. She did it while yearning for love and personal creative expression. She merged dual worlds effortlessly with style and sparkling charm up until her tragic early passing at just age 52. Yet short as her storied life was, Grace Kelly managed to entirely redefine what it means to inhabit the roles of actress, princess consort, fashion standard bearer, and philanthropist. She became the epitome of refined grace and glamour that still mesmerizes admirers today. Her name continues to grace major awards, and her iconography infusing art and fashion globally. As this documentary reflects, the majestic blaze of Grace Kelly blazed so bright, we can only mourn the magnificent vistas left unseen with her premature death. Yet we celebrate all she accomplished professionally and personally in just 26 years. Hers remains the ultimate fairy tale, full of beauty, love, tragedy, and eternal wonder at the magnificent woman who lived it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this.